welcome back to another episode of Time of the Month. My name's Cheryl, also known as She Talks, and in this episode I'm joined by the lovely Lisa and the wonderful Marianne. We have so many things that we're going to discuss with you in this episode. Beyonce, Brexit, and also award shows. But before we get on with the discussion, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel at TOTM Chats, and also like and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook and Snapchat. Okay, so first topic, Beyonce's new offering, Lemonade. Have we all seen it?
Yes.
The visual album?
Yes.
What messages do you think that she's trying to put out there now? And is there anything wrong with this new political Beyonce?
Is she political though?
I mean, a lot of people are saying so.
Yeah, no.
Yes, she is political. No, we don't like
think
it.
She is being political. It's just an angle for her album. I think everybody needs to take a chill pill. Really.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I think she's being quite political.
The content is political for sure.
Yeah. I think she's being very, but I when I say political, I don't mean it in a negative sense. No. I mean it's showing her personal politics, and I think it's also storyboarding a story that she's had in her life, and I think that's okay as well. But I don't think that there's anything wrong with her genuine expression in this album.
It's kind of like a personal story and also collective. It's the black collective experience of what we're going through.
Which is why I say it's not exactly political, because it's just her personal story. It's not exactly political in a wider context. She's not talking about specific things that...
Yeah, well, cheating...
Well, that's not political, is it? Everybody
talks
about
it's a personal story that we all kind of, I guess...
I told you that it was I don't know why everybody thinks Jay-Z's cheating. Who said that?
Okay, but even if he's not, even if it is just an expression of something that a woman goes through, is there anything wrong with Beyonce being so vocal about these issues?
I think it's quite refreshing. I think, for me, the piece when it comes to Beyonce is always about whether it's authentic and whether it's coming from an authentic place. Because I always feel like there's this thing that I can't penetrate her, if you know what I mean. Like, I just feel like, that sounds wrong. But you know what I mean? It's just don't be dirty. But I just feel like there's a barrier. There's a barrier there.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when she's saying something, I don't necessarily feel it.
Why do you think then that people like Piers Morgan have written articles saying that they don't like this new Beyonce? Is there a new Beyonce?
Because the Beyonce that they knew was the Beyonce that they were allowed to know. She was the acceptable Beyonce, that even though we all know she is black.
And what was acceptable
because
about her?
She was black, but she didn't hit everybody over the head with her blackness.
So did you guys happen to actually read Jamelia's response to Piers Morgan's points and article? She wrote a comment on her blog, well, more a long kind of comment on her blog, kind of in response to what he was saying.
I thought it was perfect. I thought it was brilliantly done. It said everything.
Truly.
I don't write a blog anymore, but I couldn't have said it any better.
Yeah.
Did you know that Piers came back and responded to that? Did you?
No,
the response was so lame. It's just like, Piers, you didn't need to respond again. Just read it, take it in and keep it moving.
Yeah, because essentially she was saying it's not for you. Leave it for us. When I see, because obviously Beyonce had in part of Lemonade, she had the visuals of mothers who had lost their children in America, and so Piers almost was saying that she was cashing in on that, and she was responding. Jamelia was responding to say, you know, when I see those people, I empathise with them, and one would imagine that Beyonce does as well, because these things are happening in America on her doorstep.
It can be seen as exploiting.
I think that's what Piers was saying.
It can be seen as exploiting them in a way, but at the same time, it also highlights what they're going through. So any bit of exposure they get.
And Beyonce's a mother now. Beyonce's a mother now.
So is Jamelia. So
perhaps she really kind of empathises with them. Not that you need to be a mother to empathise with the death of a child.
Yeah, but the bit that I thought was out of order is that Piers was saying that he prefers the Beyonce,
the acceptable,
and
that's ethnically ambiguous Beyonce.
Right. That comment had levels. That comment, I think, had real levels to it. I found that so distasteful. It's basically what he's saying is,
I don't like black women.
Right, and I
voice.
Yeah,
right.
You don't like loud black women.
I preferred the Beyonce that just stood before me and entertained.
Yes.
I don't want this voice Beyonce.
Yeah, massa.
I don't want this view
Yeah.
from Beyonce. All I want want is the booty shaking.
And the bubblegum. Give me bubblegum.
Right,
Yeah.
that had levels to it. The artist MIA recently gave an interview. And she was saying, effectively, I can't quote her, but she was saying in that interview, what about other oppressed people? So what about the people in Syria? What about the young
Muslims,
Pakistanis? What about young Muslims?
Mostly directed at black celebrities, wasn't
Right, she was.
I don't understand why we speak out for ourselves and then everybody complains about it. You're not speaking up for us. We have to defend ourselves. You defend yourself. What's wrong with that? We're not speaking out for black injustice, saying you can't speak out about the injustice that's happening in your community. We're just talking about what's happening to us, because that's what we feel on a daily basis, and we don't expect anyone to speak for us.
So do you think that interview was in keeping with people saying Black Lives Matters and then somebody piping up and saying all lives matter?
I felt that was exactly the same thing. It just said in a different way. And also, doesn't she have an album to promote as well?
Exactly.
Wasn't she on that day? Wasn't she in H&M with her album released in a campaign or something? It just all felt a little bit. Oh, you just want airtime.
I felt the comments were a bit misjudged because if she can't see a movement and realise how positive it is, and I know people hate this term, a woman of colour, being supportive of it instead of actually trying to detract from it. I think.
But where's her voice? When did she last speak out about something?
And speak out about things that are happening in her community, like jump on our bandwagon, jump behind us, and copy what we're doing and. Highlight some of the things that's happening
which
in her
has
community.
always been the way.
Exactly.
Quite frankly. Okay, let's move the discussion along. Brexit.
Oh yes, Brexit. On the 23rd of June, the UK go out to vote on the EU referendum. At the moment, our government is split. Will we stay in Europe or will we leave? What are we going to do, ladies? What are we doing?
I'm going to keep that to myself, but I will say, I'm not going to sit on the fence. I'm going to say that there is power in numbers. So that might it not be an argument for us staying in? We would be more influential if we're not still as part of Europe. And certainly Mr. Obama seems to think so.
Yes, he said we'll be at the back of the queue, not lying.
Yeah, not lying. So I thought that he was influenced by David Cameron, and that he actually wrote that script in the White House. Yeah. But maybe he's just being aware
trying to be British.
Well, yeah, that's our speak, isn't it? He's only using our speak. No.
They wrote that for him.
I still don't feel like we've got enough information. I mean, I'd rather stay in.
Right.
But I don't feel like we have enough information for going out. I mean, when you really break it down, the UK is a small island.
Yeah,
we're tiny.
Exactly.
Always has been.
Right. And times have changed.
Yep.
We don't make much things anymore, but we import a lot. We don't export as much. So what power do we actually have? When you break it down, what power do we have?
Well, I think the argument for leaving is that there's so many EU regulations that we have to adhere to.
Hold on. Because you guys just started off saying that I'm sitting on the fence, and now you're doing exactly what I did.
You said you were going to reveal.
You were your vote. You just said there are arguments for. So what are you voting?
I'm not revealing my vote.
Lisa, what are you voting?
I'm going to stay in.
Right, Lisa's willing to say, I'm keeping my powder dry.
What is the secret?
Because you started it, Sean.
Don't follow my lead. Okay, so you were saying that there are arguments for.
I agree with Lisa. I would stay in. But the main reason to staying in is that if we leave, I don't see our government changing for the next few years. I don't think Labour's strong enough at the moment to take over. Do we want David Cameron having complete control of everything that we do in this country? That's scary for me.
But you know what? You are actually, I guess,
you're
putting forward an argument for many of the people who do want us to leave because they do not like the power that we so-called give off to Europe.
I think the main reason why this is a bigger conversation now is because of the immigration crisis.
Yes, right, definitely.
And I feel like, the more people use that word and then say NHS, then people will be like, oh, actually, you're right, because then we've got to fill a quota of allowing immigrants in, and we don't want that, and they're taking all our jobs anyway, and they're also spending the money on our NHS, which is the reason why I can't find a doctor, and then that speak continues. But actually, we've always been 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I mean, out of all of Europe, we've got the pound. We've got the pound.
And the thing about
everyone else had to change
to
their
the
currency
euros,
to the euro. So we've always been 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And actually now Europe are saying, are you in or are you out? Because you keep
flip-flopping.
The thing is, and as much as is David Cameron who wants to stay in, but he's saying he wants to stay into a greatly reformed Europe. So you know, we're still kind of maintaining that we want to be in, but we want to put our own stamp on it. And I guess he maybe is trying to kind of straddle that fence that exists, I guess, between the in or out.
And everyone else is saying, make your minds up. You can't have all this power. Like UK, really, come on, break it down. UK, we have a monarchy. We have the monarchy, and we have the monarchy. What else do we have? What else do we have? We don't make anything. Taxis now are made in Japan.
Yeah, everything.
Like, the steel industry is in crisis, as we know.
Yeah.
So when they're saying, oh, let's leave, okay, we'll leave, but then what do we have?
Yeah.
Travelling to Europe would be more expensive. I like my little jump on the plane, 2 hours and be in Barcelona. That's going to cost me more money, so I'm being selfish. It will cost me more. I like the fact that I can just go travel.
Yeah.
Everything's going to go...
Telecommunication costs, which
Everything
will
will
right
rise.
down.
Because of EU regulations,
Yeah. We sound like this is propaganda. We're just talking about our own views, but as we always say, get involved in the conversation on Twitter. Use the hashtag TOTM chat. Tell us what you think. Should we stay in Europe or should we leave?
Quick question. What did you think about the government sending out the leaflets, but just with the pro?
I thought that was wrong.
Bang out of order.
Bang out of order.
9 million pounds worth
of
taxpayers' money spent on that. I think there should have been.
And it was just one-sided.
Yeah, I think that was a great opportunity to educate everybody, because like you asked, what are the reasons for us to leave? What's the argument in favour of us leaving? And that would have been a great opportunity, I think, to educate people.
That's what I mean.
Especially if we're going to use our money.
Well, that's what I mean. If we do leave, our government's in control of everything. Yeah. So.
And do we trust David
No,
Cameron?
we don't. No, we don't.
Do we trust politicians?
No, we don't.
Oh, you just did mention the pig's
head. Because you all know what I mean now. Wrong. Remember, he's in government.
Controversy.
Oh, that's a lot.
Controversy
Can't
reigns.
take it. Swiftly moving on. I want to talk about Black UK award shows. Are they legitimate? I haven't finished a sentence yet and there's already a reaction. Are they legitimate? Are they needed? What are your thoughts? Let's begin with Marianne.
Marianne, I got to hear this.
From a PR perspective, because, you know, I do try to get my clients recognition because they can't get the same recognition for their work in mainstream awards. So that
reason number one for keeping them.
Yes, they're needed. 100% they're needed. Look what happened with the Oscars this year. Oscars so white. The
and the Brits.
And the Brits as well.
White.
And the Brits as well. So, yeah, it's definitely needed. We need to recognise our actors and our actresses. And that's the only way we can do it, is do it for ourselves.
And take the lead on it, I guess. Because it always feels like they recognise us once someone successful goes to America and is successful there.
Yeah.
That's when they recognise our success. But if we are the ones here recognising it from early, then we just have to keep leading on that.
Yeah. And
so we should have our own award shows. But I think your point is they need to be done.
Just do it properly.
Yeah,
just do it properly.
Be a better representation.
Hire event planners, hire event organisers. Make sure you have a good point of reference. Don't just nominate all your mates.
And maybe collaborate. Maybe come
together, definitely.
That might be difficult though. That might be difficult if there are not just egos, but if there are...
You can work through ego.
Yeah, but if there's all different objectives and visions for things, that might be a bit difficult.
It's an award show. All you got to do is nominate some people and give them some awards.
Even you saying that is undermining the thing, because it's not just nominating people and giving them awards. It's saying it's a sign of excellence in that field, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's saying that this person was excellent in that, you know, particular, or that was an excellent song, or this was an excellent piece of songwriting, or she's an excellent actress. Shout out Michaela Cole, won a BAFTA recently.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, you know, I think if we're gonna have a thought about Black award shows, we've got to kind of keep behind them and say that they are necessary and that we do support.
Yes, I agree, they are necessary. But do it properly. there's some award shows like the Mobos that have been going for 30 years. People complain about the Mobos a lot, but I think the Mobos have got a lot better. I can understand what Kanye's done with the Mobos in terms of getting the money behind making it mainstream TV, like she's got it onto ITV too,
which is really good.
Which is really good, and she needed to do that. I mean, and obviously, in terms of press, we all know what happens with the Mobos. Lots of people get nominated and only certain people get put in the press the next day, but that still gives her recognition, and that still helps with advertisers the next year. So I understand what Kanye's done there, and it's still going after 30 years, so well done to her.
Yeah, that's definitely
exactly well done to her. So if you follow that example, there's other award shows that we have in our community, and as much as we need to get recognised for what we've done, do it properly. It's a business. It is a business, but some of it's a scam.
Wow, I read something about that. I read something about people creating award shows, and then if you're nominated, you have to pay to attend.
Yes.
And then obviously you're going to want your friends and family there, so then they pay to attend, and it generates finance essentially for the organisers, and that's the main.
And the thing about that is that then they have to make more money.
Yeah.
They nominate 150 people, 86
or have
categories.
more and more categories. Apparently,
it makes no sense.
Best former beauty queen.
Was that an actual category?
It's an actual category in a black award show that lasts 2 days. 2 days.
Sounds like a Nigerian wedding. Wow, 2 days.
2 days.
Best former.
Listen,
sorry, I'm still there.
Yeah. I mean, I think picking up on your point about the Mobos and so on and so forth, some of the criticism though of the Mobos, which you put forward as a good example of a award show, is that sometimes that they seem to be steering towards giving press and giving premonition to people who are, some people think, outside of what the name Mobo meant, using from black origin.
I understand why she's done it though.
So, but I
it's
mean,
not keeping with the brand.
But it is now. If you look at the last 2 or 3 Mobo Awards, a lot of grime artists are performing. A lot of grime artists are winning awards and getting. I had never heard of Stormzy before he won a Mobo Award. I had no clue.
Right. But what I'm saying is, doesn't that move take away the legitimacy of it?
No, because it's a business.
Right.
It's a business. I think people need to understand that it is a business.
Right.
And there's certain business decisions that have to be made.
But then why are we? Well, I know why. But then why are we mad at somebody who does it for the financial gain of it?
Because it's foolishness. It's foolishness. You nominate people for an influential award, for instance. You call them influential in the community, and these people can't even pay their rent.
Right.
You understand? Stupidness like that.
Okay.
And people that haven't actually do anything, they decide they're going to do an award show, and then they nominate all their mates.
Are we going to name names on those?
Yeah, because I'm sitting here trying to think, who is it? What is it? I don't know.
Disclosure and disclaimer, I've not been to an award show. I've not been to the Mobos. I've not been to any of these other award shows. I've heard of them. I've heard of the Mobos. I've heard of, is it BEFTA? I've heard, is it BEFTA?
BEFTA sound better.
So, you know, I hear the names, and also I have to say, I hear the criticism. In all seriousness, there are award shows which make the TV, the mainstream ones.
Yes.
But we have to realise those are all edited and finely tuned and stuff like that. So is it fair to kind of level this kind of criticism maybe at a long award show, because that's actually going on in real time.
Categories are ridiculous.
That one's too long.
Too long.
That one's way too long.
Okay, and as I said, this comes from me never having been to any of these shows.
That one's way too long. For instance, you said you've never been. I can take you to some awards. There's one called the M-Visa Awards, which is film and entertainment.
What's that? The
M-Visa Awards.
What's it stand for?
Music Video Screen Awards, I think.
So it's like everything really in one?
Yeah, well, it's, everybody on TV and online and on film. Right. It takes place in Birmingham.
Okay. And is that a black award show?
It's a black award show.
Right, okay.
Black celebrities come. You get everyone from EastEnders, people in Doctors, loads of people come. And there's a great after party. The table service is brilliant.
Really?
So it can be done.
It can be done.
We know it can be done though.
I'm not saying they don't have hiccups, but the hiccups that take place on the night, you're not going to see those on TV.
Right.
The hiccups that take place on the Oscars, for instance, you don't see that on TV.
But that's what I'm saying.
You understand? So that's so if you go live.
Yeah.
So I think people sometimes judge our award shows a bit harshly.
That's what I was
in the
wondering.
flesh.
Yeah.
But they are things like the MVs Awards, Screen Nation Awards. They're needed because our celebrities do recognise these awards. I mean, Idris went to Screen Nation Awards last year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, make sure you get involved with this conversation, all of our conversations on Twitter using the hashtag TOTM chat. Also, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel at TOTM chat and follow us all across social media. Like us and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Snapchat. But also check out our previous episodes.